Don't fall off. These outs. Ah! Oh my god! Drop a shit! Oh, you! Come here, boy. Yeah, boy. That's a good bubble. It's just a good little bubble. This little thing. Alright, where is my work shirt? Oh. Yeah, okay. Just have to worry about that in a little bit. Bad bing, bad boom. Oh, my goodness. Do some wake and bakes and all that fun shit. Aye. I'm just gonna check my room real quick. Fuck it. Give it one more quick look. One quick little look. You have to follow me everywhere, you know that, right? You don't have to. Yeah, you are. I found it. I found that switch. There we go. It was not missing. Just hitting on some shit. Hey. At least it's not really too hot today. Yeah. Nice. At least it's kind of cool. It's in like the high 70s instead right now. Instead of death-defying fucking like 90s or some shit. Alright, put that outside. Huh, oh, what's this? Oh, what's about to say? AOC did as a cringe. Oh, it's when she got arrested. Or arrested. This is like, don't defend us. My dude, my guy. AOC has done a cringe. My dude. She attempted to look like she was based, my guy, and tried to get herself arrested. But yet does not do actually anything that much, my guy. Besides look like doing pomp and circumstance. So, my dude, understand that that is indeed a cringe. And I actually tend to agree. It's like, oh, you got strong woman AOC over there fucking, like, getting herself arrested. Even though she could have fucking easily have, been pushing a lot more harder when it comes to a lot of, progressive action. Or, pushing very hard for that pro-Israel offensive force funding. Or I guess the Israeli Defense Force funding. Dome, shit like that. Yeah, it's like, it seems like she's very calculative in when she wants to decide to be progressive versus not, so she can kind of fuck herself as far as I'm concerned. I'm done with her. And, her doing, cringy ass little PR stunts and shit ain't gonna make it better for me. If anything, it's gonna do more to turn me off, more so to turn me back on to whatever she's trying to sell, so. No, not exactly a part of that. Or not exactly, one to do any of that shit. Deal with any of it. It's not exactly worth the time. But I guess, a lot of people just really, really want to keep backing her up for some reason. It's like, you realize she's a careerist, right? Like, she did that, as a way to galvanize her own self. I mean, it's pretty clear at this point. But of course, I mean, that's typical of like a lot of different hope and change candidates. Oh, you sleepy boy. You look so sleepy. Boom. Here, see what the human spark's up to. Oh, look at you. You're just so cute. I can't exactly reach your head. You silly thing. Oh my goodness, you're so silly. You're just so silly. What is this? Supposedly beatable GOP candidate propped up by Democrats is now surging. Is this like one of those attempts where it's like, see, as long as we vote harder and vote blue, then it's okay. The other person's just that bad. They're that beatable. Don't worry. It's all good. They're beatable. just have to vote for us and stuff. We'll just prop them up, because, they're just that easy to beat. Oh, wait. Oops. Why are they gaining so much support? Uh-oh. I think it's because we sort of accidentally propped up this motherfucker a little too much and people actually like him. Weird. Uh-oh. Here. I'll check it.
Folks, we need to have a conversation about the Democratic Party and their brilliant strategy to prop up GOP extremists and how that is already backfiring on them. It's already blowing up in their face, and it's been
like that. It's been doing that since, fuck 2015. Like, what? Like, what do you think Hillary was trying to do, propping up goddamn Donald Trump the entire time? Thinking, oh, he's just that beatable, he's just that easy to fucking, clobber against. Oh, wait, he fucking destroyed you. So it's like, this is already the case. They've been doing this for 6 years now.
Now, I don't know if I did a full segment on this, but I certainly referenced this article multiple times. But if you missed it, on June 16th, the New York Times published this article titled, Democrats Risky Bet. Aid GOP extremists in spring, hoping to beat them in fall. As Democratic leaders warn loudly of right-wing threats to democracy, their campaign arms are meddling in Republican primaries, betting they can help pick easier opponents in November. Now, as many people pointed out, myself included, this was a terrible idea because they tried this strategy not too long ago, and it was partially the reason why we got Donald Trump as our president.
Yeah. Oh, God. That, I could, is that, supposed to be DeVos or fucking, who? Hillary. Ah! God. Fuck. I couldn't tell with it how it was so blurred. Oh, sweet Jesus. I kind of want to de-blur it now. I want to re-blurred. But, yeah, this was during her, campaign and shit. She tried to do it and yet, fucking failed miserably. Because it's as if, propping up a candidate like that actually does more favors for that candidate more so than you. Even if you think it's, a gotcha to that person, it's like, nope, that's not how it works. I was actually, Deeper Fred was doing a Patreon episode. I think they're still live with that right now, technically, but, they were reacting to, a John Fetterman, or, not John Fetterman, Dr. Oz political ad, and it was just basically nothing but just John Fetterman, basically. It's like, oh, I heard he got a stroke, and me, doing thousands of surgeries and understanding my patients, it's just that could be tough on you. And I hope that John Fetterman is okay. And it's just what? Okay? And then he just kind of goes on, just with the ad, it just being see, John Fetterman supports 2/3 of prison population be released and this and that, blah, blah, blah. And I'm just is this supposed to be making John Fetterman look based, or are you trying to make yourself look good? Because Dr. Oz, you suck, and you're horrible, and if anything, everything you do is just propping up Fetterman. He's just a male version of Hillary Clinton. That's just what's going on with him.
2016, how the Hillary Clinton campaign deliberately elevated Donald Trump with its Pied Piper strategy. Now, it's not the first time that strategy was utilized. Claire McCaskill actually successfully pulled that off in her race against Todd Aiken. I was going to say Clay Aiken, but I think that's the person. Clay Aiken is the American Idol guy. But it was against Todd Aiken, who was making horrible comments about legitimate rapes and abortion. So, we won't rehash that. I won't rehash the 2002 American Idol race between Clay Aiken and Ruben Studdard. Really happy that Ruben won. I don't know what I'm doing. Either way, it was successful, but it hasn't been successful since, and Democrats are still doing it. So, rather than learn from their mistakes, they decided to run ads like this in support of GOP candidates. Take a look. Again, keep in mind, this is a Democratic paid-for ad.
Same label, so Republicans got to check the ingredients. David Valadao claims he's Republican. Yet, David Valadao voted to impeach President Trump. Yeah, Valadao voted to impeach Trump. And Republican Chris Matisse, a true conservative, 100% pro-Trump and proud. Pro-Trump Republican Chris Matisse, military veteran, local businessman, or politician David Valadao, who voted to impeach Trump. Republicans, it's time to decide. House Majority PAC is responsible for the content of this ad.
Again,
House Majority PAC is sponsored. So if anyone is so if there's any Republican, I guess any person really, who just is able to kind of hear that last little bit and put two and two together, they'll realize that House Majority, at least right now, means Democrat. Wow. And that just looked like a stereotypical, local Republican, politician ad around here. Just straight up. It's like, oh, you got this one person who wasn't exactly very pro-Trump here, I'll tell you what, brother, but this other one, though. Oh, yeah, this guy right here, let me just tell you.
Because it's so absurd, that was an ad paid for by the Democratic Party. Now, that's not the candidate we're going to talk about here, but one candidate in particular who they did fund, well, that individual who they thought they could easily beat is now surging. Yeah. So as Politico reports, Democrats boosted a MAGA long shot in the PA governor's race. Now he's got a real shot at winning. State Republicans are coalescing behind Doug Mastriano, despite his just boasting up these far-right freaks. Yeah, totally great idea. Perceived shortcomings as a candidate in the pivotal swing state. Now, we'll dive into the article. They'll get to some of these things, but just to give you a sense as to who the Democratic Party funded, Doug Mastriano is someone who is a forced birther to the extremist extent. He doesn't believe in any exceptions, even if it's the life of the mother. He wants to ban all abortions. When it comes to the election, not only is he a 2020 election truther, this individual said that he would send rogue electors to the Electoral College. He would do that as governor to make sure that he could subvert the will of voters in Pennsylvania. So this guy's just also a blatant fascist too. Great. His shortcomings is a bit of an understatement, but nonetheless, this is who Democrats funded because they thought that they could more easily beat him. Now let's get to the article here. As Holly Otterbein explained, Attorney General Josh Shapiro, the Democratic nominee, is a first-class fundraiser with a record of winning tough statewide races. He emerged unscathed from the Democratic primary after clearing the field. Mastriano, on the other hand, has a shoestring campaign, regularly antagonizes members of his own party, and is known for his far-right views on hot-button issues. He chartered buses to the U.S. Capitol on January 6th, where he appears to have been part of a crowd that crossed barricades. He believes... Wow, so he's also not just a fascist, but a full-on insurrectionist, too. So he's a traitor. Nice. For an abortion ban. And this guy's just allowed to run. He has said that the state legislature has the power to appoint presidential electors, and as governor, he would have the power to decertify election machines. When Mastriano pulled out a win in the primary, many national Republicans kept their distance and privately assumed Shapiro would waltz to the governor's mansion. But as the political environment has worsened for Democrats across the country, the gubernatorial race in Pennsylvania has begun to look more competitive than either party expected. Polls show Mastriano behind Shapiro by only 3 to 4 percentage points, which is within the margin of error. So Democrats are fucking clowns. What are you doing? You thought you could easily score this dub, and now he's surging. And I mean, when you got a bunch of corporatists do nothing neoliberals that will essentially prop up the far-right fascists essentially to maintain the status quo, this is the result of that. I mean, this is one of the main fundamental problems of the whole DNC and the Democratic Party, why they're fucking worthless. Because they will literally do more to try to prop up fucking far-right psychos and shit on the opposite party, thinking that, oh, it'll just be easier for people to just fall in line for us, when realistically that doesn't work. Especially considering that fascism is, consistently, on at least at a steady pace growing in this country. Yeah, great strategy to do. Support him because of how extreme he was, and imagine just for a second, Republicans are we can't support. What are you moaning and groaning about? This candidate because they're a little bit too extreme even for us, and now that he's surging, state Republicans are looking at him and they're thinking, is he really that bad? And they're starting to coalesce around him. Democrats propped this individual up. What do you even say? I mean, even if this strategy were successful and they were able to beat Mastriano, you're still shifting the Overton window to the far, far right. We're talking about candidates who are openly against democracy itself. He's saying we should be able to choose who we want as the president. He embraces independent state legislature theory. And Democrats are like,
let's embrace that.
So.
Like, that's what I love about the Democrats. Like, they will look at that and be like, hey, let's embrace that and let that, be our opposition, so it makes it easier for people to try to vote for us. And it's like, yeah, and also by proxy make it harder for people to just vote, period, or also just have basic rights in this country. You're like, yeah, like, I mean, yeah, let's just do, yeah, that just seems like a great strategy. I mean, this is why electoralism needs to just be, at least on a national level, just foregoed. At least, on when it comes to the federal level, because these fucking do-nothing motherfuckers literally bolster and support far-right fascist motherfuckers as a way to just try to garner and galvanize their own support and just maintain the fucking status quo, because that's what they're about. Like, I mean, this is just, I mean, at least for me, this isn't exactly anything new, but this is just kind of a vindication just showing that, like, yeah, these DNC corporatists will literally work with these far-right goons and shit if it means just maintaining their power and keeping their way going.
On that one, let's roll the dice on democracy. What do you even say? Now, one consultant who was,
I mean, I could think of some stuff you could say, but, you can't just outright say it.
asked about this, the changing dynamic.
Even though, like, a lot of these fucking far-right fascist Republicans, this shit could just get away with saying it in political ads. Like, there's that one Republican ad where it's like, they're hunting rhinos down and shit, like, oh, we're going home to home with a bunch of military thugs, finding rhinos who are traitors to the Republican Party, or whatever the fuck. And it's just like, oh, yeah, that guy's, getting support, and, it's just, like, a casual thing that, could just be supported and advocated for. But, it's just like, if I were to say something that were similar to what they might be saying, I would get problems. It's like, okay, I like the double standard that's going on with that type of shit.
By the way,
we can't say much, but, politicians can make fucking literal political ads advocating shit.
Well, it's good that Mastriano is surging, because then Democrats will be so afraid of Mastriano that they'll actually get out and vote for Shapiro and make sure that the strategy that we implemented is a success. Like, he literally called Mastriano surging a blessing in disguise. Otterbein continues, Larry Seisler, a Pennsylvania-based public affairs consultant who is backing Shapiro, said the early polls are a blessing in disguise because they have made some Democrats realize Mastriano could win. Most people are in a little bubble where they talk to one another and say, boy, there's no way Doug Mastriano can beat Josh Shapiro. Well, you know what? Those people don't get off the turnpike, he said, referring to the interstate highway that crosses Pennsylvania. It wakes some people as to it's a real campaign, and yes, there really are people who are for Doug Mastriano, and this is not going to be a walk in the park. In other words, this consultant thinks that it's good that Democratic voters are so terrified of Doug Mastriano that they will certainly come out to vote.
That's not how it works. Like, that's not exactly, especially if you're a Democrat, how voting works at this point. It's like, oh my god, we're so scared of this one other oppositional person that we're just going to vote for you now. It's like, yeah, that worked once, and barely. So it's just like, what, you think that's just going to work again, and just, what is you're just being a little whiny little shitbag today, aren't you? But it's just like, it's just like, I look at that and I think, oh, you really think this is going to work, like, twice when it barely did the first time? And the only reason why is because people, vote for Biden just out of the virtue to get fuck Trump out. Like, that was basically it. Like, there wasn't a real, like, emphasis or incentive to be like, yeah, Biden, though, yeah, let's vote for that guy. What's up, Red Cloud?
Gross. Have you ever wondered, what's his name? Seisler? Larry Seisler? Consultant guy? Have you ever wondered if maybe it'd be preferable that candidates weren't voting to fear for their lives, and instead were voting for someone that inspired them? Really weighing the differences between two good candidates? Like, have you ever conceived of that scenario? Instead, you're saying, no, it's good that these voters are fucking frightened. We want them shitting in their pants as they go to the polls because that will guarantee a victory for our shitty milquetoast corporate Democrat.
And doesn't that basically just imply that you just want obedience or just compliance when it comes to a vote? I mean, it's like, hey, instead of actually maybe trying to offer something that people can, like, look up to and be like, all right, I can be incentivized to vote for this. It's just like, oh god, let me just vote for this just so I don't get the other thing. It's like, let's just, put the fear gout in them, basically. It's just like, how about not? How about you actually, I don't know, do something? Actually, like, advocate shit that's worth a fuck. But to them, it's just like, how do we get, just compliance with, our voting base? Let's just scare the shit out of them. Scare the shit out of them with the opposition. Fresh bowl, huh? Yep. Let me go have a couple freshies in. A little some shit to vent about before work.
It's hard to really describe how out of touch and stupid the Democratic Party establishment and their consultants are to fund the far right.
God, what a potato.
Shift the Overton window and potentially lose to an extremist who poses a threat to democracy, who is saying,
who quite literally looks like a sentient potato.
Democracy, I don't believe in democracy. That's like a new low, even for Democrats. So, here we are. It's not...
We're sure about that? Like, they literally endorsed and backed up fucking, Quaylar, like, the guy in Texas and shit, and he was just like another fucking anti-abortion freakazoid. So, it's just like, I mean, this isn't exactly a new low.
That Mastriano will beat Shapiro, but in the event he does win, I mean, there should be just universal condemnation of the Democratic Party, but we all know that the media will never condemn corporate Democrats because they are all-knowing.
In tandem with them?
They are benevolent. And it's not that the Democratic Party can fail voters, it's that voters, they fail the Democratic Party. So in the event Mastriano ends up beating Shapiro after Democrats propped him up, the narrative will be, well, you see, Democratic Party voters, they just didn't take this threat to our democracy seriously, and maybe next time they'll pay attention and they'll go to the polls, even if it's getting more difficult to vote in many red states where anti-democracy Republicans are restricting the right to vote. But it's always going to be the voter. The onus will always be on them and never on dumbass Democrats who utilize dumb fucking strategies like this that are demonstrable failures, as 2016 has taught us. But here we are. It's already blowing up in their face, and who knows how many far-right Republicans will defeat Democrats after the Democratic Party establishment has propped them up. I genuinely don't know.
Probably a good shitload of them. Like, honestly, like, I mean, at least when it comes to these midterms, I realistically, if there are going to be Democrats to win, its chances are going to be more, like, progressive, legitimately, like, lefter-leaning ones, and the ones that lose are going to be the corporate ones that lose to a bunch of more MAGA, Trumpian, Ron DeSantis-backed type of fucking freaks. Like, so, it basically, whatever, like, radical end of either spectrum, like, it gets, in, like, that's gaining momentum right now, it's pretty much just probably likely it's going to replace them. And depending on who wins those seats, it could either be good or bad, probably bad.
And I don't want the Democrats to have this takeaway be that, oh, see, it works when we prop up extremists. But the extremists they're propping up are fucking insane. But that's why they do it, because they know that Democrats will be so...
Because pretty much the entire party that they're backed by is pretty much fucking insane.
...afraid to vote, or to not vote, really. So we're in this predicament where the Democratic Party is enabling the rise of fascism and supporting Republicans as they run to the far right. Unbelievable.
It's believable, at least for me. Just because, I mean, considering that it's just a part of the strategy of what, continues to bolster and support their fucking status quo and their careers, thus, their money. What do you do at your work? Mostly like deli clerk type of stuff, so, yeah, it's just like at our work we have like a little hot case area and also like a little meat counter area too for like deli meats and shit, and then like a little sandwich bar area as well for making sandwiches for people. You got like a little salad case too for if people want salads as well. Which honestly, like, a lot of our salads would be good, but they mostly have like a vinaigrette type of base to it or some shit similar to that, and it's just like, not exactly the biggest fan of like vinaigrettes. It's just like most of the salads I'm just like, don't exactly like that much just because of that. It's just like, boo. Because a lot of them do look pretty fire, especially like our seasonal ones during the summer. Like, there's just like this what is it? It's like this rainbow slaw of some sort. That is like, it's called like a Southwest rainbow slaw or something like that. And it has just like all sorts of shit in there that looks so fucking good. But the base for it is like this vinaigrette slaw dressing, and I'm just like, eh. I'm just like, it's like, eh. Because I'm not a fan of like slaw dressing, because that shit's a little bleh. Because usually it's like way too liquidy and like too watery. And then when you got like it all vinaigrette-y, then it's just gonna definitely be a little bit watery, you know, just with that alone, you know. So it's just like, eh. I mean, it's not like there's a lot in it, but still, it's just like, it's just a very strong flavor I'm just like not fond of. Booba. Yeah. Vinaigrette-y. I mean, I don't think it's a word, but it works. Here. Well, come on. There you go. Goof. You know, I should see when that fucking heat wave's coming in so I can prep myself for that shit. That's Monday, right? Ugh, gross. At least it's like in the 70s right now. Weather. Next 10 days, yeah. Oh, fucking Christ. Oh, Christ alive. Ugh. Oh, no. Oh, no. It's gonna be during my days off next week. Ugh. Oh my god, no. It's just basically most of the week next week. Monday, 97. Tuesday, 98. Wednesday, 99. Thursday, 101. Friday, 101. Saturday, 99. And Sunday, 67. Fuck me, dude. And it's like 79 today. It's actually nice. Like, I can actually, like, hang with that. Like, 81, that's kind of pushing it. I can hang with that tomorrow, too. But fuck everything else. Oh, God. Chances I'm going to be shirtless on stream those few days, because it's going to be so fucking hot. I might blind people. But anyway, see what else is on tube, huh? For fun little stuff. Still got some time before I have to dip off for to work. Laughed over upset Josh Hawley's little, huh? Something about Josh Hawley getting laughed at. Oh my god, it's kind of a long clip, okay. Just want to skip to where it is. Where is it? Where doth be the clip? Was this it? Is there even a clip to it? Oh my god, there's just... Okay, I think there is. I guess most of this is mostly just like the January 6th hearing shit. Well, I guess there's like bloopers to it. I guess that's what it's all about. Huh.
Election.
Yeah.
And that he did this to try and steal the election. And still...
Yeah, I get that. Yeah.
Let's go over some of the potential charges here. So, obstructing an official proceeding, which of course is obstructing the certification of the vote. So that's one potential charge. Conspiracy to defraud the United States, which is an effort by two or more people to...
I just have like the premise of just like a U.S. president has never been convicted of any crimes just in my mind. So I just think, like, how is this going to change now?
By deceit, craft, or...
Not even Nixon was fucking prosecuted for anything.
Another one is seditious conspiracy, an attempt to overthrow the U.S. government by force.
Shrooms out. Man, I wish I had some shrooms.
And another...
I mean, I want to take them right now, but I do wish I had some to have.
In his case, witness tampering, which they have actual text messages sent either by Trump or people around him of him trying to pressure potential or soon-to-be or actual witnesses that were there in front of the committee. So trying to pressure these witnesses before they spoke to the committee to basically tell them to not say anything, that, you know, he's watching.
Jeez, I didn't hear about that. Oh my god, he was sending fucking like texts to fucking witnesses, just like, oh, yeah, we're watching and we're gonna be, you know, overlooking, you know, those committees, and we're gonna make sure that you're on our side. It's like, sweet Jesus. I want to try the concentrated shrooms chocolate bar. I mean, that sounds pretty fucking amazing.
It's tampering.
Because you don't have to deal with them straight up.
You'll have to wait. If anyone else had done what he had done, they would already be behind bars. But we're waiting for...
But he's president, so chances are I don't think he's ever going to be behind bars with this.
Still, it really is just completely...
I guess there were some bloopers of this, though.
You're going to see what happened shortly after this fist.
Senator Josh Hawley also had to flee. Earlier that afternoon, before the joint session started, he walked across the east front of the Capitol. As you can see in this photo, he raised his fist in solidarity with the protesters already amassing at the security gates. We spoke with a Capitol police officer who was out there at the time.
She looks like a
She
dork.
told us that Senator Hawley's gesture riled up the crowd, and it bothered her greatly because he was doing it in a safe space, protected by the officers and the barriers. Later that day, Senator Hawley fled after those protesters he helped to rile up stormed the Capitol. See for yourself.
Oh my god, he's running off.
Josh Hawley is such a coward.
What a fucking worm. So he's just like... So that day, he's just like, he sees a bunch of them, he's just like, yeah, has his fists up and shit. And once they actually start breaching those fucking barriers and actually start trying to, like, charge him and do their insurrection, he starts running away like a little bitch. Well, I thought you stood in solidarity with him, buddy. What, I thought you were going to welcome him with open arms.
A bit here, I will get to how he's a unique populist, and shortly, I will get to the reactions to this amazing clip, and I think everyone had the same reaction when they saw that for the first time. But just quickly here, on why this...
I mean, he was running pretty quick. It was kind of funny.
This total fake. Here's a guy who had his fist up in the air, you know, outside just hours before, riling up the crowd, the insurrectionist crowd, which Capitol Police said happened. When he put his fist up in the air, the crowd got really excited. And then goes on to downplay the severity of the Capitol riot. Yet here he is, at the time, running away from it. It was such a nothing burger, yet he ran his ass away from that crowd.
I mean, it feels such a big deal there, Holly, and especially if you're such the populist that you are, you would at least stick around and, you know, welcome them, right? You'll be like, hey, what's up? Hey, oh, y'all decided to come in here. Okay, cool, sweet. Hey, I'll help you kind of, you know, do a peaceful little occupation of the building or something, you know? It's just like... I mean, but no, you're not a real populist. You're a coward little bitch. If anything, if those motherfuckers saw, like, your desk and, like, some of the checks you were getting from fucking Big Corp and, you know, fucking the fossil fuel industry, they'd probably be like, what? Wait a minute, you're getting a bunch of money from fucking people? Getting a bunch of money from a bunch of, like, elitists? Uh-oh. They probably realized who the fuck you really were. So, that's probably why you ran like a little bitch.
Total coward and a complete phony. So...
That's most of them
quickly,
are.
I will get to the laughter, because it is enjoyable to watch other people enjoy that. But
yeah, I get to that. That's why I clicked this.
Kansas City Star here, his state's paper, put this on the front page. Jan 6 committee shows Josh Hawley fleeing from Senate after pumping fists to protesters. Now, you know, it's hard to know the kind of influence.
Damn, that is kind of a nice front page, dude. This guy's getting fucked on. I love it.
That said, it's good to see this is getting recognized in his
own
state.
good.
That this is, you know, at least a bit of a focus for now. So hopefully that focus continues on just going deeper into his votes, how he's a complete fake, how he's a total, pro-corporate, pro-billionaire politician while pretending to be of the people. But let's get to some laughter, all right? So,
which, frankly, is why he probably ran, because if like, those same insurrectionists, saw his desk and saw all the different shit that had, like, all these things that were backed by different fucking billionaires and major mega corporations and shit, like, they realized, maybe it ain't so much population after all.
Here is the immediate reaction in the room there at the hearing. Here is how the room reacted.
Oh my god, they just immediately broke out in laughter when they saw him, just like, oh my god, okay, that's pretty fucking hilarious.
That live, the hearing live, you didn't see that at the time. You just saw the screen, there was no audio. But I laughed. And then I saw that, they were laughing too. And then I thought, you know what, I'll check online, because I was just curious what everyone else's reaction was to it. So here are a few examples that I could find of shows that covered this live and their reaction to that clip.
The slow-mo. They hit him with the slow-mo.
They hit him with the slow-mo.
Oh, that's rich. That is rich.
Oh my god, these reactions are even better.
Oh my god, I love it!
I love that what we've seen.
Alright, so...
Oh my god, a couple of those reactions are even better than the fucking thing itself.
My favorite reaction there. So everyone there, that was Jessica Burbank and Cenk Uygur on TYT. Then you had David Pakman, of course, David Pakman's show. And then Matt Bender on his show Doomed. All reacting the same way. I really think everyone laughed at that. Because it just shows you, it's the perfect example of how phony so many of these politicians are. So it's not just Josh Hawley.
I mean, they really are.
Of course. But it's a great
what a sad little bitch, though. I mean, I just love the way he was running. He was just like... just rapid shuffling his way out of there. Oh my god, dude. What a silly little bitch, man. What a fake little populist little sad little weak bitch. My god, I love it. Oh man. Look, I'm satisfied now. Alright, I'm happy with that. I'm glad that there was a moment where pretty much collectively most of the country just saw Josh Hawley and just had a collective laugh on him. Oh man, wow, that's just great. Oh fuck, I love it. God, I live for stuff like that. Just shit like that just gives me some life. Oh, so beautiful. Oh, look at Sir. You already finished off that little rawhide stick? Damn. Damn, bro. Anyway, well, looks like pretty much about 3 o'clock. I mean, it's a little bit before then, but that's when my shift starts, so I think I'll cash out a bit of this bowl here. Come back later in the evening and, yeah, just do the same shit like we always do. It's how crazy work is tonight. It is a Friday. Oh boy. Please be a chill day. Please be a chill day. Anyway, Call good for now at least, but like I said, be back later tonight, so